This is exactly right.
When a charming neurosurgeon rode into Frontier Town selling a persona of confidence and care, patients trusted him.
He wore cowboy boots in the operating room and became sought after by patients.
He promised to heal them. Instead, he left a trail of broken bodies.
This is a story of greed, betrayal, and a fight for justice.
Listen to Dr. Death, the Cowboy, wherever you get your podcasts, or binge the entire series right now, only with Audible. Goodbye. The best time to think about home security is before you need it.
That's exactly why there's Simply Safe.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in has already happened, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Simply Safe's US-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them so intruders never get to your house.
The system is customizable so you can build one that fits your home and your specific needs.
The 24/7 professional monitoring is effective and affordable and won't lock you into a long-term contract.
I think that's what's so scary for so many people is that long-term contract. And like, what if it turns out you don't like it or need it, but they don't have that because they know you'll like it and you'll know that you need it and feel so much safer when you have it. Like at this point in my life, I would never go without a security system on my house. I just feel safer with actually having Simply Safe around.
There's a whole staff at Simply Safe that's waiting to talk to you and help you out. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/MFM.
That's half off at simplysafe.com/MFM.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Goodbye. While the world watches the stars at the FIFA World Cup, Hyundai has its eyes on the next generation of talent.
The future soccer stars who are already turning heads at age 14.
Because next doesn't wait for an invitation.
And Hyundai doesn't either.
Hyundai has always moved the future within reach.
Hyundai did it by making advanced safety standard on every vehicle.
And by engineering EVs with ultra-fast charging capability.
And Hyundai continues doing it every day because the future isn't some far-off concept, it's already here.
Next starts now.
Hyundai, an official partner of FIFA.
Goodbye.
And begin.
And Begwine.
Welcome.
This is my favorite murder.
The Minisode.
Where we are mini.
We're so tiny and
teeny.
petite.
We shrink down to tell you stories.
Get real cute and tiny. And you send us your hometown murders, things that you found in your apartment, stuff your grandparents have done. It could really be anything. We love stories. And that's what we're about to read you right now.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go first?
Should I go first?
Oh, please do, because I did last time.
Okay. I'll go first. Then, in that case, this is called Being Locked in a Car Trunk is Not as Much Fun as It Seems.
Oh.
It just starts. I grew up in the late 80s and early 90s with numerous siblings, so naturally my family drove a station wagon. Mm-hmm. It was a classic blue with wood paneling. No seatbelts, no car seats. We just roll around the back as my mom drove around clueless to how our death could be imminent with just the right accident.
Yeah.
Anyhow, the station wagon was the only car I was familiar with until my dad bought a second family car so he didn't have to ride his bike back and forth to work any longer. He bought a bright red 1980 Mercury Cougar. And immediately we were so impressed by the trunk because station wagons didn't have one.
Yeah, that's right.
We had never seen such a wondrous contraption. We were so curious what it was like to ride in the trunk that we began asking to ride in it everywhere we went. We were relentless. We wouldn't take no for an answer. We couldn't spend more than 10 minutes together without fighting, but somehow decided to being shoved together in a pitch black trunk sounded like a great idea. Dad said no, but nevertheless, we persisted.
Sure.
Finally, one day he agreed that two of us could ride to Walmart in the trunk while the other two could ride in the trunk on the way back home. We get to Walmart, and I somehow managed to lose my family as they shopped and wandered around Walmart, lost alone for hours. At least that's how it felt to my 5-year-old mind. I found them at last, and they were loading up the groceries in the parking lot. I love that they just paid and fucking left.
They were like, bye.
He'll find us. She'll find us. I don't know it. Clearly, they were less concerned about me being missing than I was because they went about their business, but I was frantic. I was crying so hard that my dad scooped me up, hugged me tight, and then gently placed me inside the trunk, cautioning me to watch your head as he closed me and my sister inside. The ride in the trunk was everything you could imagine it to be. Hot, dark, bumpy. I remember my sister yelling at me to stop touching her as we flopped around back there.
Oh my God. Did they have my older sister as their sister?
I was grateful the trip was only 10 minutes long. When we were let out of the trunk, I remember thinking I'd never do that again and went about my day playing. Until 30 minutes later when the police show up at our door to question us.
Yes.
Someone saw my dad place a crying child in the trunk of the car and drive away. After my dad convinced them we were all his children and he hadn't snatched any of us, they spoke to each of us to make sure we weren't being abused.
Oh my God.
I can remember them asking my 3-year-old little brother if his daddy ever hurts him. And he responded, quote, "Only when I'm bad." I was so terrified they were going to take us away and put us up for adoption. My dad laughed hysterically through the whole thing because he couldn't believe how ridiculous it all was. The police must not have heard anything that worried them too much again, because they left us with just a warning to never ride in the trunk again.
Yeah.
And we didn't. Stay sexy and don't ride in a trunk just because it looks fun. Leanne.
Oh my God. I love the idea though that the dad's like, this is ridiculous. It's like, no. You picked up a crying child and put them into the trunk of a car.
Truly could be arrested for child endangerment for this. Like, bottom of the fucking basics.
Nothing is explainable.
Imagine these days that happening. That guy would get arrested immediately.
Yes. Oh my God.
But in the 80s and 90s, it's like, don't do that again.
Please don't do that anymore. Because you really scared us. There's a woman who had a heart attack in that parking lot watching you load a child. Oh my God. That would be bone chilling. Okay. The subject line of this one is my super haunted summer camp.
Okay.
Good. Because on last time you were saying you wanted a haunted one.
That's right. Ghost stories, please.
And this is left over from the Medford hometowns that we asked for.
Cool.
Hi, Karen, Georgia, Stephen, Elvis, Mimi, Dottie, Frank, and George.
Wow.
First off, I love your podcast. Can't wait to see you in Medford in October. How was it? My summer camp is a sleepaway camp in Western Massachusetts in the absolute middle of nowhere. We're on a mountain in the woods with the nearest town having 140 people in it. There is no cell service, and so it adds an extra creepy factor when I listen to your podcast in the dark in the woods. There are a bunch of ghosts on camp, but usually they show up in the off season when the kids aren't on camp. They keep saying on camp.
Oh, that's like when people from the East Coast say get online.
Yeah.
When they're saying get in line.
Yeah, that's right.
Dummies. No.
What about the word at? Okay, there is the kitchen ghost in the director's house. In the winter, the people who have lived there going back 10 years have said opens the door, walks in, and puts its groceries away at the same time every day. But when you walk in, there's no one there. There's also the ghost in the middle girls unit that shakes the bunk beds every few years and will bang on the walls, scaring the total shit out of the campers.
Yeah.
We also have the ghost called Horrible Hannah, and she burns down a building on camp every 7 years.
What?
Yeah, but the ghost that prompted me to write you was one from this summer. In the middle boys unit, in the middle of the night, when it was pouring, 2 counselors, Sam and Jack, fake names, were woken up by what they thought was one of their very homesick campers crying. They decided to let him cry it out a bit and see if he would fall back to sleep until they heard him say, "Help, they locked me out and I can't get back in." So obviously they both hopped out of bed and one of them went to open the door. Sam let him in and felt him brush by him and get into bed, and both Jack and Sam heard him say thank you. Sam turned on the cabin light to help the camper get back into bed, and there was no camper there.
No.
There were also no wet footsteps on the ground, despite the fact that it had been pouring for hours, and all the other campers, including the homesick camper, were fast asleep in their beds. Jack told everyone on camp the next day and totally said he wouldn't have believed it if it wasn't for him and Sam both having experienced it. It didn't happen again, but everyone on camp can't stop talking about it. Thank you so much for reading this. Sorry it's so long. And thank you so much for being so open about mental health. I've been getting more open over the years about my mental health struggles, but listening to you two talk about yours has helped me continue to talk about it and helps to end the stigma. Jillian, in parentheses, it's Just said like Jillian, but spelled with a G.
Oh my God.
Isn't that a good ghost story?
That's scary. When it's ghost children who are crying,
Oh, yeah.
goodbye.
Goodbye.
Ugh.
What happened? Why is that energy trapped in that cabin?
Oh, why is it crying?
Why is it crying?
And you just let it in.
Yeah.
Now it's going to stick with you forever.
That's right, until you meet a priest.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace.
Every successful small business starts with someone saying, I wonder if people would actually buy this.
Squarespace gives you everything you need to find out.
From consultations to events and experiences, you can showcase your skills with a customizable website designed to attract clients and grow your business.
With Squarespace's collection of cutting-edge design tools, anyone can build a beautiful, professional online presence that perfectly fits their brand or business.
Get paid on time with professional invoices and online payments. Plus, streamline your workflow with built-in appointment scheduling and email marketing tools.
Head to squarespace.com/murder for a free trial.
And when you're ready to launch, use offer code MURDER to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Goodbye.
You know your favorite summer clothes by what actually makes it into your suitcase.
Find the outfits you'll wear all season long at Quince.
Quince's 100% European linen pants, dresses, and tops are the pieces you'll reach for all summer long. They're lightweight, effortless to style, and they start at just $32.
Their denim is soft and comfortable, and their organic cotton sweaters are perfect for layering when evenings get cold.
Quince's beautiful 14-karat gold jewelry adds a subtle finishing touch.
So I just went to Italy, and you bet I brought my 100% European linen scoop neck midi dress along with me in the color of floral waterfall, and I wore that thing all over Italy. It was like the perfect day to night. It just looked so pretty, and I felt like I looked sophisticated while still being comfortable.
Make your summer wardrobe feel easier.
Head to quince.com/MFM for free shipping and 365-day returns.
Go to QUINCE.com/MFM for free shipping and 365-day returns.
Quince.com/MFM.
Goodbye.
Every piece of furniture you own has a story.
Sometimes it's an heirloom, and sometimes it came with the house because it was too heavy to move.
If you're ready to start a new chapter with your home decor, there's Article.
Article makes it effortless to create a stylish, long-lasting home at an unbeatable price.
They take great care in curating their collection, focusing on pieces that stand the test of time.
We've talked about Article for a long time. There are pieces in that catalog that are so affordable that are room changers. And if you go through there and there's like a little something you don't even realize you need it until you see how they have stuff set up or what style combinations that they're doing, where they do the boho chic, there's mid-century, it's a little bit modern, it's something new. Like there's so many choices in there, and it's not going to break the bank.
As someone who's interested in tons of different styles and time periods, Article covers them all in one place. I love that.
I know I've mentioned already how much I love my entryway table, but I swear to God, because the path that it's on, I pass it 4 times a day, and I love it more every time.
Article is offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
To claim, visit article.com/murder, and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout.
That's article.com/murder for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
Goodbye.
All right. This is called Spooky Museum Artifact, and it is our call to action to, if you work in a museum, send us the weird shit that is in your museum.
That's right.
Here we go.
We love it.
Hello, spooky ladies and adorable animal companions. Okay. I'm a curator at a small history museum in Central Florida. I recently listened to your mini episode where you asked for interesting museum artifacts, so I thought I'd share mine. My museum is dedicated to the history of the town of Lake Wales, which is your typical Florida small town based on citrus and cattle.
Nice.
Okay.
And insanity?
Anywho, one of my favorite artifacts I found was in a half-collapsed derelict building. Think cobwebs, broken windows, plywood on doors, and graffiti on the walls.
Eee.
Cool. That the city owns and stores random stuff, some of which belongs to the museum. About 4 months ago, I was looking through with a volunteer and found a long wicker box, roughly 3 feet wide by 6 foot long. 6 feet long. I couldn't figure out what it was, so we loaded it up on a truck and brought it to the museum where I could clean it. Once I cleaned it, I found a small metal plaque that said it was made by a company called Frigid Fluid in Chicago. I looked them up, and it turns out they're a funeral supply company.
Okay.
Frigid Fluid?
Yeah.
That's a creepy name. Yep, it turns out my giant wicker box is a wicker coffin.
Wicker?
This one was likely produced from 1905 to 1925. They would be used by the police to pick up bodies at crime scene or death scenes. crime or deaths, whatever, since they were lightweight. Also, since medical science at this time still had some trouble telling when someone was dead, you could store a body in it while you figure out if they're dead or not.
Oh, no.
The wicker allows air in for the possible corpse to breathe, but still keeps out most insects or animals who might like to chew on a tasty corpse. Once at the funeral home, the body would be moved into a proper burial coffin. The local funeral home was cleaning out a closet about 30 years ago, found it, and thought the museum may like it. A big part of why I went to history and museums is that I love macabre history stories, so I was thrilled to find this. Unfortunately, my boss finds it a bit unsettling, so now it's in storage till I can convince her to let me put it out on display. Thank you for reading my story, and remember, museums are full of neat, spooky artifacts. Sometimes we just have to keep them behind closed doors. Stay sexy and don't get murdered. Bartholomew.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wicker coffin.
Wicker coffin. Oh, there's a photo that Stephen is handing us.
What?
We'll put it up on the Instagram.
Oh no, it's so bad.
Let me see.
It's really creepy.
Oh, that's the creepy. It looks like what I would normally carry as a purse, but in a giant coffin size, like a vintage purse.
You know what it reminds me of is we had this really old family photo album where it was like the black paper on the outside and all the pictures are black and white and small.
Yeah, I have a bunch of those.
And there was a picture of a baby that had died.
No, you were one of those families?
No. They all used to do that. And back then, 20s, 30s, they would, if a child died, they would take their picture. And I think that was in the background because the second because the wicker is black. It's not like.
It looks like it was painted black. It's like kind of now grayish.
Don't think, if you're thinking wicker coffin, it's not a picnic basket. It is creepy, scary, summertime Dracula. Mm-hmm. Are you ready for this one?
Sure.
The subject line is my mom and 2 bank robberies.
Cool.
Hi, everyone. I want to preface this by saying that my mom is totally fine. But this definitely...
Everyone preface their letters.
Of how everyone is.
Yeah.
This definitely falls under the umbrella of creepy coincidence. This all happened within the last year. My mom used to work at a church rectory. There are 2 banks right around it, one on the same side of the street and one across. One day before work, my mom went into the bank across the street to do, bank stuff. There was only one teller open and someone behind her in line. She did her banking and left for work.
You'd say online or inline?
They said inline. Okay, thank God. The norm is restored. About 15 minutes later, the rectory doorbell rang and it was a police officer asking her if the church or rectory had any security cameras that they might show any of the sidewalk of the bank across the street because it was just robbed.
What?
She said no. But then asked, what do you mean it was just robbed? I was just in there. The officer showed her the bank security footage. You see my mom leave.
No.
And then the man behind her approaches the teller and slips the teller a note saying that he's robbing the bank and he has a gun. My mom was totally floored, but she wasn't really in the bank, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It was just a wow, what the fuck story to tell.
No, that's so creepy.
Fast forward a few months. My mom is in the other bank.
No.
Doing some banking for my grandmother. And she's at one teller filling out some forms when she notices that the guy who had been behind her in line, who had gone to another teller and is leaving kind of quickly, but seems to be dropping money all over the floor.
What?
She's about to be like, hey, mister, you're dropping all of your money, but he's moving too fast and she's distracted by the slip she's filling out. So the guy power walks to the door, holds the door open for someone coming in, then puts something in the handles so that they can't get out and chase after them. The teller the man had gone to looks up and says, we just got robbed. He had slid the teller a note saying that he had a gun and wanted money, but the teller had given him one of those fake hollow blocks that are just supposed to look like money. There's a die pack concealed inside and only a couple of real $20 bills on the top of the blocks. He must have noticed, which is why he threw it all down on the ground. When the police came and were questioning everyone in the bank, my mom told the detective taking her statement about the other bank robbery she'd nearly been in the middle of, and the detective said, I think you might want to try online banking. They don't think it was the same guy, but now my mom says that if someone gets in line behind her at the bank again, she's going to turn around and take their picture. Happy fall, murderino. Stay sexy and maybe stick to online baking if you can. Best, Basha.
Amazing.
That's so good.
What are the chances?
I mean,
to even be in one is like fucking one in a million.
I know.
You know?
And I love that she just kind of isn't paying attention.
Yeah.
She's
like,
like,
"Yeah, excuse me, sir, you're dropping all this money.
I've got other shit to deal with.
Don't we all? Karen, Georgia, Stephen, and lovely pets. I got my husband a 23andMe for Christmas because I was pregnant with our second child and want to see what the European nationality was. He was always told he was French and Scandinavian. Fun gift. We moved after Christmas, blah, blah, blah. They lost it. Then he found it again. Let's say, okay, cut to early May 2017. He told me he was fascinated to learn that he was mostly Irish. And he was so excited to see the results. I was sleep deprived, newborn, and went to bed. He woke me up around 10 p.m. with a strange look on his face telling me that he has 2 half-sisters. My initial thought was, did his dad cheat on his mom? Or did his holier-than-thou Christian mom cheat on his dad?
Ooh.
He ended up exchanging phone numbers with one of his half-sisters. And as we were talking about this, she called him. I told him to wake me up again when he knew more. Around 1 a.m., he woke me up and told me that the man he knew as his dad was not his dad.
Holy shit.
His half-sister told him that he was conceived via sperm donor at a hospital in the early 80s, and that he was one of at least 9 half-siblings that they knew of. What in the actual fuck? The next couple of days, he was wondering how he would broach the subject with his mom and dad. He finally just said that he had gotten his DNA test thing. His mom called a family meeting and admitted that his dad couldn't father kids. My husband has actually had a strained relationship with his family, especially his sister, actually half-sister, different donor dads. Through this revelation, he found out that he went to college with his half-sister. Good thing they never hooked up. And he found a half-brother that he just absolutely adores. His half-brother had lymphoma, and of all the donor siblings, my husband is the only perfect match for him if he should ever need a stem cell transplant.
Wow.
Once the brother with cancer found out that my husband was a stem cell match, he and his wife decided to do IVF after trying for 10 years to have a baby. They had their own baby girl in April 2018, and he is now in remission. Me and my girls met their new aunt, uncle, and baby cousin, and I felt like I had known them for years and was told the feeling was mutual. These are my people. My husband's parents hate me for getting my husband this test and exposing their family secret, but that's their problem to deal with, not mine. Stay sexy and don't regret buying a DNA test that exposes family secrets, thus making your in-laws hate you more than they already did. Anna.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Lot of issues in that family.
Lots of issues.
I mean, that's so intense. I think that's a thing that what's funny is that you've seen that Australian show Sisters, and we talked about it.
I love that show. Everyone watch it. It's on Netflix.
It's really good, but it's similar.
Yeah.
Someone finding out they have a bunch of brothers and sisters that they didn't know they had.
And then being like, oh my God, thank God we didn't hook up.
Oh, it's so crazy.
Yeah. Watch the Australian, or is it? It's
Australian.
Australian show Sisters on Netflix. It's fucking charming as shit.
Oh my God. That's so crazy.
Send us your fucking stories, everyone. myfavoritemurder@gmail.com.
Yeah. The dance floor is open. You can pretty much do what you want.
Thanks for sending everything in. We love getting these. This is like the best part of the week for us.
And stay sexy.
And don't get murdered.
Goodbye.
Elvis, you want a cookie?
If audiobooks are your thing, or if you've been meaning to listen to more of them, you should check out a podcast called Earsay, the Audible and iHeart Audiobook Club, hosted by Cal Penn.
Each episode spotlights standout audiobooks on Audible across all kinds of genres: sci-fi, comedy, romance, thrillers, and more, with Cal talking to guests who help break down what makes each story worth listening to.
It's a fun, easy way to discover your next great audiobook.
Check out Earsay on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Goodbye.
The best time to think about home security is before you need it.
That's exactly why there's Simply Safe.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in has already happened, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Simply Safe's US-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them so intruders never get to your house.
The system is customizable so you can build one that fits your home and your specific needs.
The 24/7 professional monitoring is effective and affordable and won't lock you into a long-term contract.
I think that's what's so scary for so many people is that long-term contract. And like, whatever turns out you don't like it or need it, but they don't have that because they know you'll like it and you'll know that you need it and feel so much safer when you have it. Like at this point in my life, I would never go without a security system on my house. I just feel safer with actually having Simply Safe around.
There's a whole staff at Simply Safe that's waiting to talk to you and help you out. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/MFM.
That's half off at simplysafe.com/MFM.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Goodbye.
Vacation planning should feel like a breeze, not a deep dive into countless travel sites searching for the best deal.
With Cheap Caribbean's Budget Beach Finder, you can search every destination and every date all in one search.
You'll save time and money with the Budget Beach Finder.
Say goodbye to endless scrolling and tab hopping, and hello to budget beach bliss at your fingertips.
Go to cheapcaribbean.com to try out the Budget Beach Finder and see just how stress-free vacation planning should be.
Goodbye.